Good morning. Welcome to this devotion. In the workplace, we report to management using a dashboard. Now, a dashboard is like the dashboard of a car. All the important things that you need to see while you're driving is there. Like the speeds and the revs and the engine temperature and things like that you need for while you're driving, and your indicator and things like that. But there are also lights that come on, and when something goes wrong. When the oil level gets too low or when the temperature gets too high, you get these red lights that warn you. Now, to service your car, the information is too little. If you're going to fix a problem with your car, it's too little information, but at least it tells you there's a problem. But the idea of a dashboard is that a problem gets picked up early and gets repaired quickly, and with the minimum damage that it's already done. The smallest change is an indicator that something needs to be focused on. That's where we need to look at. So dashboards tend to focus on change, and that's how a dashboard works. If you pick it up early enough, you can quickly repair things. The last time I did a devotion, I explained that God sees our heart as the most important thing about us, and if that is what God values in us, then it's best we spend time on our hearts. Proverbs 4:23, I want to remind you, it says, "Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the springs of life." God cherishes our hearts because all that we are flows from our hearts. Our motives, our attitudes, our intentions, our ambitions, everything, it all flows from our hearts. And if God places that amount of importance on our hearts, I want to suggest that we also place that amount of importance on our own hearts. So what I've started doing is keeping a dashboard of my heart and just looking at it once a week, and if I see the smallest change, the smallest red light, I go into it immediately and start focusing on it. The reason I do this is that when I speak to people that have lost their faith or hear stories that have moved away from a relationship with Jesus, each one has a similar story. They don't talk about one day they woke up and their faith was lost. It was a gradual process, small changes along the way, and slowly but surely they found themselves in a position where they didn't have a relationship, and once they were in that position, they didn't know how to get back. It's like a rock rolling down a hill. If you catch it early as it starts moving, you can stop the rolling. But if you try and stop it way at the bottom, it's a proper thing to try and stop. And that's why I keep track of my heart in my journal, and just check if there's a small change. I use Galatians 5:22. Galatians 5:22. It's got the gifts of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. And every week I just take a look at it and see if there's any change. And this list is not conclusive in my personal dashboard, for the want of a better word. I've put in purity and I've put in quiet times. And what's changed in my life in the last week is I found that my peace has gone up a bit, and my joy has come down a bit, and it's something I'm going to be working on this week. And I would recommend that you do it too. First pray and ask the Spirit of God just to lead you as you examine your own heart. Because if God can put that amount of attention on your heart, best you and I do the same. So may you find time to examine your heart, and may the Spirit of God guide you into the areas where you need to keep an eye on and where you need to improve. Until we meet again, God bless and stay safe.